Devin is my friend, and he's a friend of Anastasia from Kharkiv. He's also now a colleague of hers, and or rather, he's her employer now. I don't know. Well,
Technically boss, which is weird to say, but yeah.
boss. So Devin is her boss and Corey's boss right now, and they are maybe still looking for the fourth person in the team, and a video editor, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Who they want to see a Ukrainian. By the way, they are looking for a member of this team. Give me a second. I got something from Devin today. Look, guys.
Yeah.
East,
Look at that guy.
West, FM. So remind me, M stands for the media and FM. And what is F stands for?
Frontier.
Frontier, exactly. Oh my God. How could I forget? So East West Frontier Media. And he has also printed an exclusive one, like first year, he told me, first year patch. And it looks like this. It is very similar to what you see every week, me giving to people. So today I got the one from him. East/West Frontier Media.
Yeah.
That's a great patch. So that's what I'm going to be wearing here today.
Oh, hey, thank you.
Yeah.
I get the coveted spot there, so.
I mean, I'm really like grateful to Americans like you, Devin, who come here, who live here, who really care about Ukrainians and not about themselves and their fame, you know. I know you care about Ukrainian defenders more than about the fame and glory, because I think I have good like feeling for people, like not for, but like feeling of them, of their character.
Yeah, you can kind of get a vibe out of someone, right?
Yeah, maybe I'm fooling myself. Maybe I'm an idiot and people are abusing me. But it feels like maybe not, because some people who could be really frank with me, they tell me sometimes that I am, I have this good gut feeling about the people, and I have a pretty good gut feeling about you. So,
thank you. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Stay with me through this sentence. I do really like the fame and glory, but that's only because it allows me to do more and show more of these people. That it allows me to show more and have a bigger audience to focus in on issues here that nobody covers, that nobody looks at. You know, there's a Steve Irwin quote. Somebody asked him about money, and he's like, "Oh, I love money. I can't get enough of it, because then I just put it back into the croc shelter." So, you know, it's that same mindset. It's, you know, there's people that come out here looking to make a name for themselves. There's people that come out here that want to, you know, use Ukraine as their content farm, essentially. You know, people who are like, "Hey, look at me, I'm out here doing all this," but like that's not where the camera should be pointed, in my opinion. So.
Yeah, I totally agree. And even I, as a Ukrainian, I hate when people start calling me hero or something like, oh my God, what kind of hero am I? I'm sitting here in Kyiv, like, you know, this in this coffee shop most of the time. Sometimes at home, being pretty safe compared to what our guys get through on the front line. And I'm not any kind of hero. I'm just, I'm a nice guy. Sometimes not, but most of the time I am. And I am just trying to also, you know, it's, to be honest, helping our army is also an egoistical act. Not because I actually totally care about my safety and the safety of my friends, because, you know, I know that our future depends on the safety of our defenders and their survival, because if they won't withstand the Russian pressure, and some of them unfortunately don't withstand it, because unfortunately we have losses on the front line. Of course, this is war, and there are no wars without losses, but
this is the type of war that, you know, we say losses on the front line too, but you know, what was it? week ago, an FPV was hunting down a truck in Kramatorsk.
Yeah.
And, you know, for a lot of people, I know Kramatorsk would probably feel like a front line. I've walked around there. There's, you know, kids are still there, teenagers still there, older people, shops are open. Yeah, I've driven down that exact road that I saw that drone go down. Like it's far from what I think a lot of people would consider a front line, and still what a front line is, I think, is even changing.
Yeah. Andreas says, yeah, that is a difference in the quality of people reporting from or about Ukraine. Love me, the honest, caring type. Exactly. Yeah. And you know, to be honest, I think the marker that actually shows if you really care is if journalists show up on Free Azov rallies, at least like with some consistency, because there are some of them that go there once, they don't participate it, they just show this neutral position, like, look, people are gathering here and they look like this and they hold such signs, that's it. I'm like, but you, Devin, when you go there, you also go there to support the families, right? I mean, I think I heard it from you, and you understand the importance of it. So you're there every week if you're in Kyiv, of course.
Yep.
If you're not in Kyiv, you miss it, of course. But
I've tried to go to them in other cities, but they're so infrequent. Like there are those that happen in Kharkiv, but every time I've been in Kharkiv, they do it like every other week, and it's always the week I'm there, it's not happening. So.
Yeah.
No, it's you know, I post a lot of these photos on my Instagram from these Free Azov rallies, and there's been more than a couple of times where somebody has reached out to me going, hey, like, this is my photo. It is important to me that I'm seen here, you know. The biggest one, though, was, I think it was February when I took this photo. I just got back to Ukraine after being in the US for a little bit. And there's this woman who was in baggier clothes. She had a sign, and it was a cold day, and she was just sitting like in the sun, leaning back against the wall with the sign out. And this happens. People are out there all day for hours. Like, people get tired. It was kind of a striking scene to me, so I took a photo of it. Ended up posting it later, and I got a message back from her, basically wanting the photo in like full detail, and writing to me that her husband had been killed and she was wearing his clothing there to still be there and to still show support. And that was her when she just kind of couldn't take standing at the front anymore. And it was this very powerful message to me that, you know, even when I'm going there, even when I'm taking these photos, showing it to people, that people here feel seen in that manner. And that's always what I've gotten from those. And that's always what I think people outside of Ukraine should see as well.
Yeah, it's totally right. People should see, people should hear those people. And, you know, when I heard from one of the captives, it was August, I guess, probably either the beginning or the end of August.
Yeah.
We were standing that day in front of the circus, you know, where the circus in Kyiv is located, right? On the other side of that huge road, huge square. And I met a captive there, former captive, who spent 3 years in Russian captivity. His name is Stas. He was speaking Russian. He is originally from Mariupol himself. And I talked to him for 1.5 hours. It was really interesting to hear what he wanted to say, and he had a lot to say. And he told me at some point that I had to translate it, so like half of the conversation was just translation, back and forth. But he told me that he wants us to keep coming out there, and he is really grateful for us standing there on the streets for them, because they got the news about this in captivity, because the newcomers who were like newly captured, they told them about the fact that people are standing on the streets. And he told me that this understanding that not only their families, their loved ones care about them, but the citizens of Ukraine care about them. It supported them from not going mad.
Yeah.
After you hear something like that from a former captive, you understand how important it is to be there and how important it is to not stop no matter what, because today on the Free Azov, I was speculating. I was thinking, why do we have so much less people comparing to last year? Just remember that place last year, how that street was
filled.
It was filled, and it was like 100 meters deep filled. Today was like 20 meters. So it's like, I don't know, like 3 times less people. It feels like that. And it indeed is. And I was thinking, why the hell people stop going out on the rallies? So my arguments were the others than I will say now, because first, by the way, hello, Олена Зубкова, good to see you. Привіт, друзі, гарного стріму, дуже дякую. So, when I? Okay, so yeah, I wanted to say later, I talked about this also to my wife, and I said, wait, but these are not all the arguments. I will say these arguments in the end, but I want to start with the more optimistic ones. So, more optimistic ones is, first, people who went to the army. Considering that this bubble, Frezov community, it has active people, patriots who were for a long time, most of them, most of them are thinking about this, and most of the people are thinking to join the army at some point. They are preparing for it. Many people who I interviewed there told me that they are preparing to join the army. They are learning. So I believe big percentage, it might be even 25 to 30% of the people from the crowd that we have seen there last year, they just went fighting. The other category is the families who got their loved ones back, who are back home and they are happily reunited. The problem is, when you have your loved one coming back from captivity, you usually have different things to do. There's like huge rehabilitation process. You may not find as much time as you had before to go out on the rallies. And even though they understand it is important to support the remaining families who are still there and who don't have their loved ones coming back to them, they still have less motivation because they don't go through this themselves now. And that's just assumptions. I'm not claiming this, but I bet that they just don't maybe feel that much motivation, and it's not the priority for them. That's okay. That's totally fine. And so it's the second reason. So 2 categories, right? The other one I just thought of is young people 18 to 22 years old who were let out of country just a month ago, I guess. Just a month, right?
It was about a month, yeah. Like maybe more.
Yeah. The problem is this was a pretty bad decision. I wanted to actually find a piece of news about the Germany. So Germany reported that since that decision, more young people are seeking shelter in Germany, and it is not just like 20% more or something. The numbers increased hugely, so I think I saved that piece of news. I just am not sure that I will find it here that fast. But I'm scrolling. I'm trying to find it.
I can say, I saw someone before this kind of go, but one of the Ukrainian photographers who I had first learned of these Azovstal rallies back in like early 2024, I've seen them in other places in Europe, and they're a younger guy, and it seems like they had one way or the other kind of found a way out, and instead of kind of going to these Azov rallies, taking these photos, I see stuff from like Slovakia and Germany. So make whatever you will out of that, but it's something I noticed.
And
So
sometimes they might be good people, even patriots.
100%.
But they are still young people, and to be honest, their parents are still very influential in their lives. And I know the cases where parents make kids go out, and to be honest, even at 22, you're still a young person, like very young person.
Oh yeah.
And you're a kid. I wanted to say you're a kid. So when you're a kid, parents can easily put enough pressure on you to make you go out, even if you don't want it. So I think maybe this, like a big percentage of these people, these young men, 18 to 22 years old, left the country not because of their own will, but because of the will of the parents. So,
I think that definitely plays a part in it. Parents can say or scare into anything, even if somebody doesn't want to leave. Oh, well, here's all this pressure on there. And like you said, it could be like, you have to leave because of this, or it's, oh, you'll die, you'll get conscripted, you'll blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they can scare them off Ukraine.
Scared off of Ukraine. That sounds like a bad reality show.
Yeah, fuck. But that's what some parents do to their kids. I think it's X10 more, Anastasia says, from CCA 100 to 1,000 per month. Yeah, that's something like that. So it's like, it's terrible. It's just... It's just one of the worst decisions that a war leader could make. I will never, like, maybe someday I will understand why it was important. But as it's not even that I jealous or envy those guys. I don't care. I want to stay in Ukraine. I don't want to go anywhere. Of course. I don't need it. I just... It still feels like a bit of injustice, because it feels like our leadership is kind of given up on something, either a category of people or like, I would say maybe even the future of Ukraine, the victory in this war. It feels like they try to save what they can save, but you make such decisions only when you think that it's not gonna be good in the future, and you need to save who you can from the sinking ship, right?
It feels like a desperate measure is more like, and who knows, like, what could be lost in something like that. I completely share that feeling. Even as somebody who's not born here, I'm like, I don't know, I want it, regardless of anything happening in the US. I want to be here to like fight in my own way and help out in that way. And I'm sure that, some of these kids, probably a lot of these kids, probably feel that way as well. But, there can be any measures that would drive them away from it. Social media pressure, social media misinformation is a big one about what is conscription, what is army, what is this, what is that.
Yeah.
That all gets mixed up. Kids have been a prime target for Russian disinformation as well. We've seen kids recruited to help sabotage things or spy, or here's the equivalent of like $100 US, and you can get a kid to go do something they don't even know they're doing at the time. So I feel that there might be some cultural loss there at some point.
Yeah, And you say desperate measure, but I think the desperate measure would be if they decided to conscript the guys of 18 to 22. That would be the desperate measure. What they're doing is a shot in the knee. It's fucking ridiculous. They made such a stupid excuse for that. Like the kids, they want those parents who take their kids out to be able to get them back to learn in the university. If there are definitely maybe, I don't know, it's just such so fucking ridiculous.
I also have the very weird perspective. I've within the last 6 months, I've just casually hung out in Konstantinivka before, like 30 minutes under a tree. I've spent a lot of time out east, a lot of time doing a bunch of stuff. So it's like the thought of like, like Ivano-Frankivsk is, significantly less unsafe than, Warsaw or Krakow is like, that to me, that seems relatively similar, even though I know it's not fully, but, and in a parent's mind, I could see someone being more paranoid about it, even if I'm not on that level with them,
Yeah, same. I kind of am not judging anyone who wants their kids out, because they have a right for it, to be honest. Even though, like, it's maybe not very, I don't know, patriotic or conscious, like civilly conscious. It is still something that parents have the right to do, save their kids.
Sure.
It's their, primary function to take care of their kids, to see their kids alive and well, and just so no problem with that. I don't have any problems with that, but I have problems with that with the decisions that are made to let them leave.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There needs to be some sort of. I think that's the big thing too. A couple of my friends work for big charities that help kids who have come back from occupation. Voices of Children is one of the bigger ones. They were just shouted out by the Finnish president, I think, a month and a half ago. But they do a lot of really good work in helping kids that have been eternally displaced, getting them rehabilitated on things, getting them kind of back into society, support. Like, they're very good about this, and representing on a global kind of stage as well. They have a bunch of different centers around Ukraine. Like, they're very good, but I think there need to be more programs like that, or expansions to those programs to help, to help these kids, because it's an undervalued part of this war that I don't think anyone is really looking at or doing a huge amount of in the public eye.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.